start off my TED Talk, I'd like to give a special thanks to Anna and Derek for having the bravery to come up here and present their topics, because I know that without them and the Wellness Center, I wouldn't have had the courage to come up and present my own. And I want to give a special thanks to all the people who volunteered to be my slides, and especially to my best friend Catherine for being there for me last night, helping me prepare. Thank you so much. As you all know, this is an app. But for now, let's pretend this is your self-esteem. Right? It's perfectly tough. And at first it's right, and everyone loves it. But this is your self-esteem under constant pressure. Sorry, this might take me a bit.
Throw it. Yeah.
Give me a sec. There we go. Hi, welcome to my TED Talk. So, how many of you have low self-esteem? I'm assuming a lot of you, right? Sadly, I can relate, and I think almost everyone in this auditorium can relate. In fact, we all have our own insecurities. 3 years ago, I started my first ever art account on Instagram, the username being something only 90s kids would remember. I remember being so inspired by this artist who drew digital art on her laptop that on my birthday, I asked for a drawing tablet, the one and only Black and Mintos. Oh shoot, wait, wrong thing. There we go. It was through the art community that I learned there was an entire community full of people like me, young, old, all drawing and posting and supporting each other. I didn't know where to begin. So the first thing I did with my new drawing tablet was draw fan art for a user named Ash Cinder. That was my art 3 years ago, November 10th, 2016. And well, as you can see with the following slides, this is my art now. As you can see, it's drastically improved. While I was in the art community, I started experiencing my first drops in self-esteem. I began to compare myself to the fellow artists in my community. And I constantly wondered if my anatomy of shading would ever be good enough. I always felt like I was incompetent. The daily cycle I went through of, oh yeah, I can draw, to, how do you paint, to, what? Rinse and repeat. Spot the difference. Well, half a year passed since starting my art account, and I was doing a celebratory live stream for hitting 500 followers. In the live stream, I was drawing, and I was singing along to some music I had in the background, while the friends I had in the stream were congratulating me on hitting a milestone. During the live stream, someone joined, and she commented something along the lines of, "You suck, your voice sucks, go off yourself." Those 3 comments has still deeply left a scar on me, and it's impacted how I perceive my voice and my art. Well, obviously, 7th grade didn't believe it. So, I responded by saying something like, "Who are you? I don't know you." Well, the friends I had in the stream defended me. Deep down inside, though, I felt all of my insecurities crashing down like a wave, pulling me under. Her string of comments crushing me under their weight. That night, I ended the live stream early, and I used the excuse of, "Oh, sorry, I'm just tired." But in reality, I went to bed crying. It's through that experience that I learned to take these comments with a grain of salt and move on. Because truly, you don't know who's behind that screen. You don't know who's coming at you. But eventually, over the years, I've grown and rebuilt myself. There are so many factors, so many factors that affect how you view yourself. But we can all regrow and learn to take these into consideration and not let them faze us. Things like Instagram comments, Twitter retweets, messages, compliments, or your own grandmother telling you how cute you look in an ugly sweater. None of these things have the final say in how you feel about yourself. You have the final say, and you're not alone. In fact, children and adults alike all go through self-esteem issues. People of different race, gender, sexuality, social class, anyone can have low self-esteem. In fact, according to Real Girls, Real Pressure, a national report on the state of self-esteem, 7 in 10 women have reported to feel states of low self-esteem and have tended to cope with them through unhealthy coping mechanisms. However, females aren't the only victims to this toxic mindset. According to the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health, published in the Journal of the Psychology of Men, men have also reported to have feelings of low self-esteem, and thus it leads to a heightened sense of depression. So what does this all mean? It means that we are our own toughest critics. We are the ones taking comments to heart and even making up our own just to have an excuse to hate ourselves, just to try to change into someone of whom we admire. This toxic standard is enforced upon us by our own community. In fact, there's one right here that I'm pretty sure all of you are familiar with, and it's known as the diamond bar effect, where grades are put above all else, and our motto has basically become no honor roll, no egg roll. In Diamond Bar, we tend to compare our grades to our self-image. And if we don't get the grade, or if we don't have enough extracurriculars, we bring ourselves down. So this brings me to my question. Why? Why do we feel the need to bring our peers down when we already know that they have their own problems? And why do we feel the need to bring ourselves down when we already have the entire world on our back? We live in a society where peers are vicious to peers because of our own insecurities. And I know I can't move this entire auditorium with my words, but hear me out. I want you all to know that today I'm here to help you improve your self-image and to help you improve how you treat your peers as well. Over the past couple of years, I've learned that through a little bit of perseverance, I have the capability of loving myself, and that I know you are too. Through that, through learning to love myself, the first thing I did over years and years of hating my art and my voice and how I looked, the first thing I did was drop the comparisons. There is no one in this world like you. There's no one in this world with your same interests, same hobbies, and the same beauty that you hold within yourself. You are the only one. And we all grow at different rates. We all improve at different rates. And once we realize that, we begin to value our own little achievements a bit more. Additionally, by adding self-compassion, by affirming my personal talents and skills, and by learning to accept compliments, these 3 things have helped me improve my mental health so much. And I hope to share with you all how I've done that. The first thing I did, other than dropping the comparisons obviously, was I started looking at my art pieces, and I started picking 3 things that I hate, and 3 things that I personally think that I genuinely adore. And I know that that doesn't sound like a lot, but those small steps have helped me so much. And I encourage each and every one of you here to wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, and compliment yourself. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be anything ranging from, you're so gorgeous, to, you're amazing at Minecraft. Simple things like that, simple things like appreciating the people around you, your friends, family, or the small things that make you happy, your talents. Simple things help your mindset so much. I want all of you to know that by hydrating, by eating well, and by resting well, though I know that is a bit hard since we're all sleep-deprived teens, that can help you so much. Try to be your own sunshine. Because if you don't pick yourself up, no one else will. And by appreciating those things in your life, that really makes you more open to yourself, to loving yourself, and loving others. And I hope that one day, each and every one of you are able to love yourself and speak yourself the way you've always wanted to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angel.